Hello and welcome. Andy here from Twisted Narrative, and tonight we're here for another Sunday night shiver. And tonight we're going to tell the tale of the last laugh. But before we go into that, let's introduce our magnificent cast. Um, I'm going to ask you a question again. A simple question. It's not going to be one of those more difficult ones of name your favourite or choose between your most two beloved things. One of them will go into a blender. No, we're just going to simply ask, what was the very first horror movie that you saw? Now, this might not be a horror movie. It might be a movie that scared you or not. You don't have to tell us the grisly details of whether you were underage and snuck into a cinema or anything else, but I'm just interested. We'll start with you, Natascha.
Um, it's a toss-up between one of the Doctor Who
All right.
episodes with Peter Davison, who had his face melted off in that episode. I think it was 8 or 9.
Spoilers? I mean, okay, it might have been a few years ago now, but
Or the movie The Hindenburg
all right.
when I was 6.
6, okay. Yeah, I mean, what can I say about Doctor Who? It's just hit its 60th anniversary. I haven't seen last night's first special edition. I'm very much looking forward to it. I'm a big fan. I'm not going to get into my feelings on the last few seasons because that will be the rest of this stream. But I have certainly classic Doctor Who, certainly the Tom Baker years and some of the John Pertwee years have influenced so much of my enjoyment of the media and writing and everything else. So I totally appreciate that. Two very good. I'm still trying to work out how on earth you were watching the Hindenburg at age 6, but that is perhaps for another time. Jocelyn, same question to you. Can what was the first sort of? It doesn't have to be a horror movie, but the first one that scared you.
I don't remember it. I only remember being scared, so I don't remember what bit of it scared me, but Escape from Witch Mountain.
Oh, right. Yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it scary?
I think if you were of a certain age and you.
Yeah, I was quite young.
Yeah. No, absolutely. The thing about being scared is not necessarily about whether the thing itself was scary, but it's the mindset, your age, and everything else. And many of these things coming together to, I mean, we use the word trigger these days, and to trigger, have you ever gone back to that movie and rewatched it?
I've wanted to. I keep meaning to try and see if I can find it. But yeah, I would love to watch it again because I'm curious what it was.
Yeah, what it was now. And again, a good answer. And I'm really looking forward to this one. Dave, how about you?
The Doctor Who for sure, but the first, I'm not going to do that because you said film, movie. I'm going to go for Carry On. The first thing that really frightened me was Carry On Screaming.
Wow.
Oddbod and Junior.
Yeah. I think we all remember.
And the wonderful Fenella Fielding, who was less frightening.
Well, she certainly
but
aroused
also more frightening.
Emotions in me, I have to say, as a young. I mean, the classic line from that movie, "Frying Tonight," as well. If you.
Well, there's so many.
Yeah.
You mind if I smoke?
Yeah.
Just brilliant.
Just like, yeah.
It starts emitting smoke.
Silly, and totally understand. You must have been a whippersnapper then when you.
Oh, I'd have been, I don't know, 6 or 7 because you could watch it because it was a comedy.
Yeah, I feel so old, so old these days. Yeah, fear is a terrifying thing. Sometimes they say that there's nothing to fear than fear itself. Tonight, though, we're going to tell a tale that proves that wrong. Fear is one thing. Killer clowns or another.
Oh, now he gives us the triggers. Killer clowns.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus.
Is this where you all disconnect now and go boom, 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 boom? Oh, sorry, audience. Our cast.
I even read it to you.
I know. I remember. I mean, obviously, it's not like an actual trigger that I can't do it, but I'm genuinely afraid of like clown looks and clown paraphernalia and clown faces. They totally creep me out.
Wow, this is, I think, as we say, awkward. Tonight.
No, it's method acting. It's great.
For tonight's thing is called The Last Laugh, and we will find out. I'm even wearing my crowned Prince of a Crime t-shirt, the Joker. So I'm going to do a content warning. We might lose Jocelyn at this point. This is a horror-based game, everybody, which contains mature themes, including but not limited to body horror, graphic violence, blood, death, power imbalances, sexual themes, and social injustice. And will tonight be featuring quite possibly killer clowns. Please watch and play at your own discretion. And remember, if you need to take a break from playing or watching, please do. It's not our intention to trigger anybody, to cause anybody any kind of anxiety or anything else. And we take this seriously. We will, very surprisingly to everybody, be using a system of lines and veils to ensure player safety. And please, Jocelyn, if there's anything that starts making you feel, don't wave like that, because that means stop. So, so you're just telling me to stop at the moment. But we will communicate to ensure that you enjoy the horror as opposed.
I'll be fine.
Shiver is a horror-based cinematic role-playing game, and it has a very great way of kind of encompassing and describing the game, and they call it the Shiver board of classification. So length of playtime is between 2 and 4 hours. Number of players 3 to 6. The subgenre of this game is going to be gang slasher. The film rating for this would be an 18 certificate. Most definitely is going to contain violence and quite possibly killer clowns. The tier level of this game is quite high, level 5, and if you wanted to lean into any movies to get inspired before you played or run this game, the watch list would be The Warriors for that gang violence, and the classics such as Halloween, Friday the 13th, and Nightmare on Elm Street for the slashers. So, The Last Laugh. It's New York, 1971. And it is now 10 years to the day that Bozo Bob was executed for being the state's most notorious serial killer. And that date is important because you are all want-to-be gang members. You have been with the gang now for a while, and tonight is the night that you hope to be truly initiated into the gang. Why is this so important? Well, without belonging to a gang in the streets that you travel in, you are nobody. You have no protection, and more importantly, your families have no protection from the gang that you're trying to join, but also other rival gangs. Violence is rife. Poverty is rife. This is a critical time for you, and I mean, surely it's not going to be too bad. The initiation seems to be simple. You don't even have to create larceny. You don't have to hold somebody up. You don't have to take on another gang. Quite simply, all you need to do is spend a single night in Bozo's Bob's boutique of the bazaar. This was his theatrical prop and supply warehouse. It is also the place where it's believed that he committed many of his murders. As the credits roll and the music of the 70s sort of calms down, you hear the throb of motorbikes as your gang arrives in the car park lot of this now deserted and almost derelict warehouse. You can see it is all boarded up and has been since that day that Bozo Bob was arrested. Not a shrine anymore, but a mausoleum perhaps, after the crime scene investigators had done the grisly duties of cleaning this out. It was sealed, not just with wood, but with large metal shutters, bolted and clamped so that no ne'er-do-wells could break in and kind of worship at the shrine of Bozo Bob. And it has lain that way for many years. You begin to arrive and there is mayhem. Your gang is not quiet. Boom boxes playing out loud music, the thrum of the bikes being revved, the screams, alcohol being consumed and the empty bottles being thrown in the car parking lot. Mayhem has arrived and this is your time to shine. The three of you and of course Billy. And as you are pushed off the bikes and stand in a circle as they drive the bikes around you and you look around, the camera begins to focus on your faces. Lorna, tell us about you. What do you look like? What would the other members of the initiates know about you?
Woo, checkered bastards, woo, yeah! Lorna is a rather dumpy looking, barely out of her teenage years girl. Of course wearing checkered outfits because of the gang is the checkered bastards. And she's a mechanic and a rather good one. But as her fellow close gang members know, her home situation is not all that nice. She's basically looking for a new family, which is going to be the gang.
And you know, once you're in, you're in. You are family. Blood is your blood is their blood. The camera pans to someone standing with their back to yours. Joey, what do you look like?
Joey is rather slim and slight, quite androgynous looking, dark hair, pale skin, and tries to counteract that slightness by wearing a big thick leather jacket, which I'm sorry to say I don't actually have to wear right now. He's always all in black. His nod to the checkered thing is to have a little piece of checkered cloth in the correct back pocket of his jeans. He's actually really impressed with himself that he's managed to catch up with Lorna, because he's on this little 350cc bike that usually he's left in everyone else's dust and has to sort of catch up. But he was quite skillful, and that's really what he's good for. He's a very slinky, hide in the shadows sort of person. Your eye doesn't really linger on him.
Perfect. Billy, who's also with you. He's young, trying to sport facial hair at the moment. It's not working for him. It's trying to grow a moustache that comes down, but it's just bum fluff. He looks wide-eyed and he's giving a kind of manic grin. He seems, though, to be enjoying every moment of this. This is his time, and you notice that he has with him a fire axe handle. It hasn't got a blade on it, and he's waving it around wildly and occasionally smashing it into the concrete. You know that he's a little unhinged. He's a wild card. You're not entirely sure that if there is going to be a danger in here, it might well just be Billy. He does this most stupid of things at the most inopportunity of times. And then we move to Larry.
Larry's enormous. He's just a big lad. He's wearing his red check shirt, sunglasses, got his hair dark hair, slicked back, greased back, and he's like quietly smiling to himself, smoking a cigarette, having a beer, thoroughly and soaking it up and enjoying himself. This is brilliant.
You notice some gang members are starting to set bonfires in oil drums. They're getting ready to spend the night here. You are going to be spending the night in there. And as well as the large metal shutters bolted to the windows and the door, the front of the warehouse still has the remnants of the sign Bozo Bob's Boutique of the Bazaar. Supposedly it should have been removed many years ago so that there is no sign, no trace of this terrible individual. But it's still there, and this clown face inanely grinning at you all. The face itself is a good 10 foot across, and the way the wind is blowing at the moment, it just seems to be rocking backwards and forwards, nodding. If it could laugh, it would be the way that the gestures would be going now. Moving towards you is the leader of the gang, someone known simply as Crane, because as big as Larry is, Crane towers above you. Right. You all want in? You know what you need to do. This is an easy one. We're just going to get you in there. We're going to bolt the window behind you. You just have to stay in there. Just till dawn. Simple.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Crane.
Easy.
Let's get on
Woo,
with it.
checkered bastards, woo!
Yeah. Checkered bastards indeed. He sort of whistles, makes a signal, and a number like wild jackals or coyote, they start yapping and head towards one of the metal shutters, attaching hooks and spikes to it, tying it to their bikes with chains, revving. You see them strain, you hear and smell the wheels, the tyres burning. Nothing like the smell of burning rubber as they pull at this, and it takes effort. These things are firmly on. 1 bike, 2 bikes, 3 bikes, 4 bikes at full throttle until you hear the metal beginning to bend and buckle. That's enough, says Crane. It's enough for you to get in. It's a narrow entranceway. You're going to have to clamber up and squeeze your way in, but it's doable. Just.
Larry piles up first. I say, "Yeah, come on, let's go."
Okay.
Piles up and pushes the bars out a bit further to allow, and holds it out for the others to come through.
Wow, team player, Larry. I want some grit for this. It's not easy.
You can have some.
Yeah, I can have some grit. Well, let's see us. Show me how much grit you've got.
You know.
You've got 2 grit there and 2 luck. Would you like to bank one of those? Luck will turn it into a triple grit.
I'm going to bank that into a luck point, please.
Yeah. 2 grit is enough. Now, is your intention with this successful roll to make it easier for everybody else? Or have you just twisted it so you can get your big form in there first?
It's so I'll pile through so I can get through, and then everyone else will be able to get through after me if it's bent far enough back, isn't it?
I mean, it's not easy, but you make it look easy, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? As you tumble into
there's probably a bolt pings out as well.
Yeah. You tumble into the darkness, landing on something you're not sure what. Who's next into this?
Oh, Lorna just pulls herself up rather clumsily, because I imagine the window's quite high.
It is.
And just basically rolls over the sill and makes sure that her feet go down first instead of her head, and that's about it.
Okay, you don't need so much grit this way, but I think a degree of wits if you wanted to go in. You can use grit if you prefer.
No way.
That's 2 wit. Perfect. You can bank that luck if you prefer.
Oh, you said wit. Sorry. Wit. I rolled different stuff. I thought you said smarts. Sorry.
No, but you got 2. Don't worry about it. We don't need to re-roll that. You are, after all, just going through a window at the moment. You get through without causing yourself any kind of injury, losing any of your equipment, or any number of terrible things that could happen to you if you don't succeed. Billy pushes you out of the way. Joey, on next. Any arguments?
No. Go ahead.
Besides which, I think you're going to bottle it. I don't think you're actually going to come in.
Yeah, is that what you think?
Billy completely cocks it up as he's attempting with the hearts to scare you, Joey. He gets in, but he catches himself on the metal, and his leather jacket rips. He starts swearing. He looks back and blames you, Joey. You distracted me. I'll remember that, he says as he tumbles in awkwardly.
Come on, Billy, stop dicking around. Just come in. Try and pick him up off the floor.
Lorna's just giggling at the tearing sound of the jacket.
Yeah, as you try to lift him up, Larry, it just makes the jacket tear even more. But the damage is done. Joey,
is the jacket still snagged, or is he completely inside?
He's completely inside now, but you kind of saw it rip his jacket. Bad rip. He messed up.
I'd like to just do a little bit of a quick scout around to see if there's anything that I could step on to get a little bit of height.
All sorts of dumpsters and the like, lots of trash. If you want to use smarts to clamber everything together to get through and construct some kind of way in, you can do. If you are thinking more of just agility and scampering up, then that's just a wits roll.
Yeah, I was thinking more agility, just like find one thing that I can use to boost me up a foot or two.
Wits is absolutely fine to get in there.
Yay. I don't succeed on a wit roll.
Yeah, 3 wits, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, no problem. You managed to get in without any kind of injury as well as you get there. The last thing you hear from outside, though, is seal them in. And you hear people come back to the metal grate and start pushing it. You know they've got kind of almost industrial sort of nail gun type thing that they're kind of bolting. It's not a nail gun, it's a bolt gun. And you hear the bolts go back onto this thing. Ka-junk, 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 as darkness descends. It's pitch black in here, it's cold, and it smells.
With
yeah, go on.
With those 3 strangers that I rolled, would I catch something out of the corner of my eye or the smell or something that would seem really weird?
There's nothing weird here. Just
Okay.
It's been deserted for 10 years. Nothing to worry about. I mean, this place has been abandoned. Plus, it's pitch black. Can't see anything at all. You hear the breathing of everybody else, the cussing of Billy, ripping his jacket. So, you are here in the pitch black. What is it you're going to do? You're just going to cower by this grate for the next few hours until dawn. Sure, that's all you need to do to pass.
Lorna takes out a torch from her utility vest and starts lighting up the road or the room and starts walking off.
Wow.
Okay. I'm going to stay in the shadows where there's just enough light to see a little bit, and I'd like to have a little snoop around. See if there's anything valuable left in here.
Okay. I'm getting everybody's intentions first, and then I will be describing what you all see and what rolls I might need. Larry, intentions.
Larry pulls out a Zippo lighter. Probably something emblazoned on it. Probably fuck communism. And lights it up. And
okay. 70s Zippo lighters have a really nice smell, don't they? A smell of fuel, lighter fuel.
It's something I miss from smoking.
I mean, are you able to do it cool with your Zippo? Sort of flick it
up?
Oh,
Larry is. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. No, well, there is only Larry at the moment. There is no
Larry definitely can. He just goes,
and it kind of.
It's lit.
And you've got a big flame if you kind of make sure it's nice and full and it's on sort of full flame.
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Well, the first thing that surprises you all is this thing is, well, a lot of things remain here from his time. It looks like it hasn't been touched or emptied, just sealed up. And you can see to one side of you large warehouse shelving, Dexian metal, now kind of rusting, rising from floor to ceiling. And this is a massive space, massive. It's at least 2-story, although the center of it seems to be completely open, floor to ceiling 2-story, and then there seems to be above you a mezzanine level that comes round, again metal. The shelves are packed with now decaying boxes, cardboard that is rotting through, water damage, things kind of falling out on it. The place is indeed a wonderland, and Lorna, as you move forward, your light catches something, a figure standing there. It looks like a mannequin, life size, and it is just staring at you against the shelving, unmoving. The mannequin is wearing a costume, a brightly coloured jester's costume.
Oh, look, guys, I found Bozo.
Yeah, this is not Bozo's costume. Not at all. But this is a costume hire place, and beyond it you can see there are piles of other costumes for fancy dress, for Halloween. Halloween, big in America, still is, but certainly back then in the 70s. All sorts of different clothes, not just clown wear. That's what you see as you move forward. You kind of stop for a moment seeing this. Joey, you try to find the shadows. Of course, shadows are now created with the torch of Lorna and the Zippo lighter of Larry. Before there was only darkness. You step out of the light into the dark, not going too far. It's difficult to snoop here. You sort of focus your eyes into the dimness, and you can see there are shelving upon shelving, forming almost a labyrinth of alleyways between these shelves, stuffed with who knows what. Almost impossible to reach the top shelf. There must have been either ladders or even machinery to move down these large aisles to actually access the upper shelves. What you do notice is a set of rusting steps, again metal, that seem to lead up to the mezzanine level, which again is totally unlit. Billy says, "This is just bollocks, this is." He runs forward and swings wildly, Lorna, nearly nearly hitting you, missing you by a scant few inches and knocking the mannequin's head flying off. And he just goes to town on the mannequin. Bozo Bob, if he was here now, this is what I'd give him. And he just is standing over it, smashing this mannequin, laughing manically. Larry, you was doing little more than lighting your lighter and looking cool.
Yeah. Have you finished with that one?
Yeah.
Billy?
Give me others. I say we trash this place. Let's have some fun while we're here.
Let's take a look around.
Yeah.
See what else there is.
Yeah. Hey,
come on.
Why don't we put some of these on? He says.
Because you look like a dick.
Well, I think there is a dick costume here. Perhaps Joey should wear
it. So Joey, it's sort of like this, and then remembers that it's just best to stay in the shadows and stay out of Billy's way until he's calmed down from his murderous rage on the mannequin.
Hang on. I need to make something to smash things first.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's get some gear sorted. Anybody bring any booze?
Of course.
Let's get wasted. Joey, beginning to like you now.
Yeah, Joey knew that was the thing to say.
Yeah.
And he brings out a bottle of the most hideous rot gut because he basically can barely get served anything, or be allowed to buy anything because he looks so young.
Yeah, he yelps.
And he passes. I pass it around.
Yeah, takes a big swig. Let's get wasted. He doesn't drink it all. He passes it around as well.
And since Billy is no longer trying to actively kill me at that moment, I want to take one of the sort of rotting boxes and rip it and see what comes out.
Okay. As you do, you are showered with red spheres as they begin to pound down upon you, all of which are squeaking, making lots of noise. Not that it really matters, Billy has woken the dead already. You realise these are not juggling balls, though. You realise they are clowns' noses. There must be 100 or so that have just poured. There's no danger to them, but you're stepping on them and they're squeaking and the like.
I know better than to mess around with trying to stick one on Billy, or anyone else. So I'm just going to sort of kick him out of the way.
Yeah, perfect. So, Lorna, I mean, you did say you wanted to try and do something whilst Billy is drinking and Joey is counting noses.
Yeah, I wanted to make an improvised weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. Are there, with your archetype, are the rules for this? Or is it
yeah, I'm just about to look them up.
Oh, right. Okay, so whilst you are just checking on the rules for improvised weapons, this place is full of stuff to be able to make stuff from. It's kind of strange, a treasure trove really of, all sorts of theatrical props, not just clownware.
Is there anything?
Yeah.
Is there a light source? Is there anything that we can turn on or?
You can see that high on the ceiling. I mean, this is 2 stories up. There'd be large industrial lamps that would have illuminated this entire warehouse. But 10 years on, this has been cut off. There is no light.
Can we fashion some torches then, or something, or is there anything like fuel, or do I have any lighter fuel?
I mean, I don't know. Do you have any lighter fuel? Give me a
I've got a Zippo lighter.
Yeah, no, but has
it? Yeah, look well. Yeah, sure.
Is it in your inventory? Surely
it's not written in my inventory. No.
So you don't have it then. You thought.
Fair enough.
But give us a luck roll because that's what luck's for. And also, if you fail it, we move the doom clock on. I know you've got one. Yeah, you've got some lighter fuel. Absolutely. Why? I mean, you'd be stupid to have a Zippo lighter and no lighter fuel, wouldn't you? That'd be a real mistake.
So try and wrap some of these clown clothes and rags and stuff, and wrap that round a stick and as a wick. And
sounds perfect. Can you give me a smarts roll, please? I've got stuff that burns. You might not be able to make something that is. You're just going to all burn to death horribly.
You do know that Lorna's quite good in improvising stuff. So once she's finished making her weapon, you might ask her to make a torch for you.
Let us see whether we survive this skill test. Well, that's awkward.
Isn't it?
So you banked 1 luck. You could use that 1 luck with the luck that you've rolled to succeed if you want, or you could just have the narrative agency to say that you start spreading lighter fluid on all of these clothing and try and tie it around some kind of baton, some, majorette baton type thing, thinking, yeah, this is just like in the movies. I've seen this.
Yeah, I've seen this. Easy.
Yeah,
and set light to it.
Yeah, you set light to it. Sort of, it burns. It burns really like in a flash. Catches fire to some of the other clothing. It's not going to cause you any real danger.
But I've made an absolute hash of it.
Yeah. It's not as easy as it actually looks. There's a big gap between I have lighter fluid and I can make a torch to actually making it work.
I think what I've managed to make is a small fire on the floor. Is it concrete floor?
It is a concrete floor, and
I'll pile some more stuff on it, then start looking at these boxes and stuff, and if there's any wood about or anything like that, I'll start making a fire so that we've got a nice little cozy fireplace.
All right. I've started setting things on fire. I might as well just continue.
Yeah, let's make a big fire. I like fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Larry likes fire.
So yeah, rather than trying to put it out, you add fuel to the fire. Very nice. We'll come back to that in a minute. Lorna,
what time of year is it?
I like to. I mean, we were going to run this. This is an out of character behind the veil thing. I think we were going to run this close to Halloween, wasn't we, originally? And then it got delayed.
Yeah, so it's nice to have a fire.
So we'll say it's. I mean, I think the anniversary should be on Halloween anyway of Bozo Boss execution, just because it's flavoursome. So you start trying to, you're burning all sorts of things at the moment. There's quite possibly plastic fumes and everything else, but everything is okay. Lorna, you get disturbed making your improvised stuff as you just turn, see what Larry's doing and just wondering what on earth he's actually doing. Billy is like, wow, man, that's awesome. Yeah, let's torch this place. And he seems to have forgot that he's locked in.
Billy, no. You can torch it in the morning when we leave.
Yeah. Lorna.
Yeah, I need to roll my smarts. Yeah. And for every smart is basically the strength of the weapon that I'm creating.
Oh, that sounds very good. So, I mean, you're in a theatrical warehouse. Use the power of your imagination to describe what bizarre improvised weapon you are attempting to make. With all
there's all this rusted pieces of the scaffolding, the shelves, and everything. I imagine there will be some other metal parts lying about that are being used for like the aluminium struts inside, like doll things or whatever he built, like the big face outside.
Yeah.
And of course I got duct tape with me.
Yeah, of course you
have. And drills and screws.
I'm assuming all of that is on your inventory.
Yeah, it is.
So you don't need to roll a look for that.
Not a single smarts.
That is awkward. Now I could say you could combine your 2 luck to make a success. I think I probably have to because those are the rules. But I could also say you did manage to roll 2 strange there. So what I'm going to say is you have failed that roll. Those 2 strange tick the doom clock forward. But I am going to say you can turn that failure into a success by combining those 2 luck to make it into a success instead.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you fashion this thing together. You're not satisfied. Obviously, you can do much better with this. It's the resources. Maybe there's better things deeper into this place. You haven't even scratched the surface of exploring this place yet. But this will do until you can find something better. I mean,
You're
hey.
building there, Lorna.
Sorry, what, Larry?
What are you building there?
I was trying to use something, that can slash and smash, but yeah, it's not all that good yet, and not very good materials around here.
Have you gaffer taped a potato peeler to a stick? Is that it? Is that basically it?
Something like that, yeah. It might, tear off some skin of Billy if we need to, but...
Billy says, in your dreams. But look, seriously for a moment. If the rumours are true, this is where Bozo Bob did his work. And let's face it, he must have had some good gear. If we can find where he worked, maybe a secret stash, there must be some real good things. Some trophies to
Let's take
out.
a look around.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he had a chainsaw. I heard he did. I heard one of the murders were terrible. Just hack somebody up. Imagine.
And he did someone in with an axe as well.
Oh, an axe. I like axes. I just need to get a head for mine.
Lorna swings the torch around and tries and find a door.
Yeah, you kind of do this. At this point, Joey, are you kind of with the group but just staying quiet, or have you gone off by yourself?
I've actually been watching the smashing of the mannequin and the torching of the various things, and I'm looking at those squeaky clown noses and knowing at some point Billy's going to be lucid enough to make fun of me for it and maybe use that as an excuse to come after me. So I would like to stealth up the rusty stairs onto the mezzanine, basically to try to sneak away from my party to protect myself.
Yeah, I mean, it makes perfect sense. This is an empty warehouse, and if you want to survive the night, maybe avoiding Billy is perhaps the most sensible thing. So at the moment, going off by yourself absolutely leans into the genre perfectly, and I love it. So you said stealth, though, so I am going to need a creepy away. I believe this is a witch roll.
Yes.
If I remember my Shiver properly, I should, because I've read it quite a few times recently and I'm enjoying it every moment.
So I'm light-footed and stealth costs me no speed.
You are, because we can't even see you on the camera at the moment. You are invisible.
Oh,
there
sorry.
You are. Hello, you're back. That was amazing.
Hi.
Where did you go?
I was reading my sheet. And I could argue that I'm investigating a good place to stay out of Billy's sight. Would you buy that? Because I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very invested on you going away by yourself somewhere dark.
Okay. Sweet.
I don't see any downsides to this whatsoever.
Cool.
Nothing can go wrong.
I mean, you have watched slasher movies, haven't you?
Yes. Not many, but...
Oh, very nice. So, that is 3 successes. Absolutely. You are like a ghost. You up the stairs, and the rest of you don't particularly know where Joey has gone as you sort of fumble with this door to try and get into the warehouse proper.
Just looking round, so where's Joey gone?
Yeah, you don't know. You can't see them at the moment. You could shout.
No, I just think
probably pissed himself.
What's the clown called?
The Checkered Bastards.
Bozo.
Oh, the clown. So you said clan. Your very good Yorkshire accent confused me.
New York.
Accent.
Yorkshire accent. Yeah.
Clown. Bozo.
There's no way. By the way, there's absolutely no way I'm doing New York.
I'm more than happy with that. But sorry, I misheard you. The clown is called Bozo Bob.
Yeah, Bozo Bob's probably got him. First one down.
I'm just going to stay quiet, let them think that, and let them forget me.
Yeah. You might be the only one to survive, actually. Okay. So you mess with this door. It's a little bit jarred, but you manage to get it open. And you kind of enter the main part of the warehouse now, and I described it before. It's this kind of labyrinth of full floor to ceiling shelving, this Dexian metal rusted shelving, packed with inventory of all sorts of things used within the theatre and for clowning about. As you force the door and kind of enter this place, shining your torch and perhaps a Zippo lighter, you hear something. You hear something behind some of the shelves. It's relatively clear. It doesn't sound as if it's trying to hide or be quiet. You hear a voice say, "So, who's come to play tonight?"
Good one, Joey. No, it's you. And I try and shine the torch where I heard the sound.
Yeah, it's completely
Joey, you dick. You scare the hell out of me.
Joey put on a good voice and sound like Joey. But of course, could be messing about. Although that's not what Joey's known for. You also hear this Joey as well.
So I'm tucking deeper into whatever dark corner I've found and staying very quiet.
If I see you before you see me, you'll be seeing nothing. Let's play.
I think Crane put him up to this. Yeah, it's Crane. He put Joey in here to pull tricks on us.
Billy spits and says, "I'm gonna fuck him up." He gets the fire axe. Takes a step forward.
Larry puts his hand on Billy's shoulder and just chill out, dude.
Yeah, for the first time, you see that Billy is nervous. He's unsure whether this is actually Joey or something else. He's not scared, but the way he ran at that mannequin, he knew it was a mannequin. He knew that he was in no danger, but he's kind of reassured when you put your hand on your shoulder and sort of give him an excuse not to charge forward.
Was he opening the door? Was it Billy who was opening the door?
I think it was Lorna, actually. But I mean, the three of you are so close together, it matters not.
Yeah, so I try and step around the shelves to get a good lighting on whoever's talking.
It's like a labyrinth, so you have to go down one way. I mean, you can try and sort of look between the boxes and the merchandise that are on these big warehouse shelving if you wanted to get a rapid view, or you would have to go sort of round a little bit. It's going to take you a little time to do that.
Hey, come, let's chase him. And she sets off between the shelves. As
you begin to set off down there, you hear the voice again, but from a different location. I said hide and seek, and I'm not there anymore. This is behind you now, behind a different set of shelving.
Pointing the torch at that direction.
You wheel round and look.
Joey, you're just not funny.
Well, at least it's keeping us warm.
Oh, I could sit around the fire and tell scary stories if you want.
Yeah, true.
Yes, Joey. You're not making these voices. It's not you.
No, I know.
Definitely another person here.
From this new voice, is this in a location that I would be able to see?
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
You could try and creep forward on the mezzanine level because you're above everybody else, and this floor is that crisscross metal that you can easily see down. It is dark, though. It is very dark.
Okay. Not to be boring, but I'm going to stay put for a while longer.
It's not boring. It's a matter of survival. So you hear this voice behind you now. How on earth they've got from one place to the other so fast without any of you seeing is, well, you just can't figure it out. It's an impossibility. I'm going to count to 30 and then I'm coming for you. Hide.
Lorna, open the door.
Sorry, what, Larry?
You're going to get this door open.
The door's opened. Sorry, we didn't describe it. Lorna opened the door, stepped out into the corridor, and this is where you're hearing all of this now.
Sorry.
And you hear the voice start counting. 30, 29, 28.
73, 42, 19.
120.
So, you don't want to play. And then the voices,
no, of course not, you stupid idiot.
Voices.
Come on out and join us and have some fun. Come on. Let's smash up this place. Let's explore this place. Just not hang out here. It's just boring.
The counting stops. And silent.
Joe, I'm going to kick your ass when I get out of here. Ass. Sorry.
Go on, let's see if we can find his workshop. And Lorna just sets off in a random direction, and
I'll follow Lorna.
Okay, Billy.
She seems reasonably sensible.
So this is a large warehouse. After a degree of inspections, you begin to believe that one end of the warehouse is probably where the offices are, and that seemed to be the more sensible place to kind of start. Have any of you got any skills in perhaps kind of understanding the layout where you would second guess a serial killer would keep his dungeon of death, for instance? Who's got the highest wits? We will simply say that.
I've got 6.
Wits or smarts?
Sorry?
Wits or smarts?
Wits. No, I suppose smarts. Lorna, you're the smartest. You can give us a wits roll as well, Joey, but we'll do Lorna's smarts first, and then we will come on to you, Joey. And Larry, I'll let you make a roll so you don't feel left out of anything of your choice. But we'll come to that last.
I have 1 smart.
1 smart and 3 strange, which is quite nice. Okay. Yeah, your gut.
And a luck I like to bank.
Yeah, your gut feeling is the office is probably the best place to begin. You don't think the mezzanine level, there's nothing to be able to hide that up there. So you base your decision on that. Joey, give me a wits roll. very nice 4 wits with a sprinkling of smarts and perhaps some grit. Yeah, the mezzanine level is really useful for you, and as you see Lorna and the rest move down the warehouse, you see their light source travel with them, so you get a better view of the layout of this, and you basically see a couple of figures that are trailing them between the shelving, both dressed as clowns.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's what you see. You can act on this in a moment because I want Larry
Okay.
to give me a roll as well.
I'm going to roll wits.
Okay. Yeah. Your nerves. Your nerves are there. Billy passes you a bit of the rot grub to drink down, and it causes you to cough.
Yeah. Jesus. That's disgusting. Have another drink.
So at this point, Joey, as you see this, Lorna and Larry and Billy, you begin to now hear in the darkness behind these shelves the flop of large feet moving along. Flop. And also, you know the way a child might get a stick and scrape it along the railings? You hear the same thing, but against the metal shelving. But you hear it from both sides.
Oh, there's 2 of them now. Crane must have put in another one as well as Joey to try and scare us. This silly bastard.
So I would like...
Yeah, go on.
I'm going to kick their ass when I show up. Sons of bitches.
Joey.
I would like to track them from the mezzanine. Just sort of keep an eye on them.
So you want to move along the mezzanine, keeping kind of an eye on the light. Okay, I mean, that's easy enough. Are you going to try and be quiet, though?
Yes.
You don't need any skill to track them because you can kind of see them fairly clearly from this vantage point. But if you want to be quiet, you're going to have to give me, I think, again, a wits roll is appropriate in this circumstance. It's important. You don't want to fail this.
Okay. And a talent for tracking.
Okay, very nice. So yeah, easily 2 successes, not a problem.
And I can bank a luck?
You can bank a luck if you want, and you move quietly along. So Billy, Lorna and Larry, as you think this is funny, things start getting a little bit more unpleasant. You hear, "No, you stupid bastards. It's not members of your gang that are here."
Well, that's exactly what you would say if you're trying to scare us. Checkered bastards, woo!
So we are from the Lightning Tigers, a rival gang, you hear. We knew of your initiation. We snuck in earlier. And we're going to kill you.
Bring it on.
At this point, Joey, you see one of them push heavily against one of the shelving as it begins to rock and shake. He's going to make a roll. Oops, that is not the roll. He's going to try and make... Oops, stop doing that. Come on. Oops. Has that actually rolled? It hasn't, has it?
If you rolled 5d6, yeah.
Yeah. It's not showed up on the stream though, which is curious.
Yeah.
Does somebody else want to make a quick roll just to see? If,
I can do it if you want.
Yeah, just to see whether it's working on the stream.
No, that didn't show up for me.
Yeah, it's just you can see it on the right column, but
they're not rolling on the screen.
Oh.
Okay, just give me a moment. They have been rolling on the stream, but
yeah,
I'm going to see if we can do this. It's nice if the audience can see the rolls as well. A moment of peril. Everything not going wrong.
Mine rolled. I just refreshed the page. But that should have shown up.
So it's definitely rolled there, but it's not picking up on the screen now. Which is...
yours. I could see yours now.
Yeah, but not on the stream itself. Because I'm watching the stream as well, you see.
Oh yeah. That's something called pickup? No.
No, don't worry a moment. So I'm going to see whether we can do this now. There we go. I've refreshed everything and I've made it work, and I made a pig zero of that, as I've got 2 hearts, 2 smarts and a strange. No grit, as this clown rival gang member puts his shoulder and full weight against it, and you just hear a I think I've knackered my shoulder. But at this point,
Lorna reaches at the back of her tool vest and gets out her drill. And you hear
bring it on, as these 2 gang members basically emerge now with flippy, floppy, big boots, dressed like clowns, wielding.
Lorna tries her best to shine them right in the eyes.
Yeah. And they are looking for a rumble in Bozo Bob's.
Oh, they've got one. They've got one.
Okay. So this is cinematic combat. You are not surprised. There are 3 of you sort of in this conflict, and you attach your helmet.
I had that on anyway. I'm just not wearing it because it's hard work wearing it. But...
Don't blame you. Joey, you see this play out beneath you, and you can intercept at any time. But because they've tried to make the action to shove these almost impossible to shove shelves upon you, they're bolted to the concrete and attached to the ceiling. It was Billy level of nonsense to try even to attempt that. I'm going to say you get to act first. So out of all 3 of you, who wants to make the first move? There's one coming from either side of you.
I just go for the nearest one with the light shining on him.
Perfect.
And just rock straight up to him and deck him one.
They look ridiculous in these costumes. Could have been scary, but not anymore now that you know that they are rival gang members. Okay, so is this grit that you wish to use? Describe to me what you are using as your weapon of choice and how you are using it. Tell me how this combat plays out.
I'm going to say that's bloody heavy to wear in a... It's bloody awkward to wear. Larry rocks just like big grin on his face and let's go, and just not remotely scared. Just thinks Price Pillocks in clown costumes are perfect. And rival gang, what they call these rival gang members?
The Lightning Tigers.
Lightning Tigers. Bring it on, lads. And he just rolls forward into him and just wades in with his fist. Just bang, 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 bang.
Okay. I feel that is probably a grit roll.
Yeah. Is that rolled?
It has rolled. You've got a star, which is a success. You've got 3 luck, so you could possibly, if you wanted to, turn that into a success as well. But you only need,
turn one of those.
You only need to turn.
Yeah.
You definitely connect, and you hear a familiar sound as you pound one of these large noses, and it squeaks as you punch it, going through. What is your damage? Is it just?
I do 3 damage.
3 damage. Yeah. Yeah. You can almost see the stars rotating around his head. Lorna, what are you going to do?
Lorna is going to use a drill for which she can use smarts to attack.
Yep. You are not messing around.
I'm aiming for his knee.
Oof. Brutal.
Oh, yeah.
Let us hope. It's...
No smarts, though.
You're about as good at rolling lots of dice as you was earlier today in Vassen. The good news is you can use 2 of those luck to turn that into a success if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay, another failure. Too strange. The clock ticks ever onward. Turning that failure into a success, though. What is your damage for your drill?
3.
Okay, 3. It goes deep into the knee. The scream is all too real. So is the blood that is thrown out. But we do have Billy. Billy is going to wail in with his baseball bat.
His axe handle.
Yeah, sorry, axe handle. And it seems that Billy is no good either. Not succeeding, getting a strange, brings it down heavily, but just basically hits the shelving instead as he tries to smash it down, catches the shelving and recoils. Maybe Billy's not as good as we anticipated. Joey, you're watching this play out. Is there anything that you want to do?
Does it look like people are in real trouble, or the clowns are in real trouble?
Well, one of them's in real trouble, having had a drill put through and being punched in the nose, squeaking every time it hits. But behind the 2 of them, kind of in obvious sight, this other gang member, again dressed as a clown, has emerged with a great big baseball bat and is about to, attack one of the 3. The other one isn't out for the count either and is going to fight back. So the verdict.
And how far am I from, especially the guy with the baseball bat, but any of them?
Big difference. I mean, you're up on the mezzanine level watching this going on, so you're about 20 feet away. 20 feet
but if I were to go to the edge of the mezzanine and then jump down, would they be still 4 rows away from me, or are they fairly close?
You can clamber over onto the shelves and try and climb down the shelves. Absolutely.
Okay. So would that count as attacking from stealth since I'm hidden right now?
They are not expecting death from above.
Rockin'.
Absolutely.
I would like to sneak to the edge and try to get down and clamber down. Actually, what I'd like to do is I would like to get down to the top of one of the shelving units and then just wrap my bike chain around my arm and get out my dagger and just jump down and see what kind of damage I can do with the force of the jump.
Okay, no daggers. There are knives in this game.
Knives, yeah.
1970s.
Switchblade, you mean?
Switchblade, shiv, all sorts of things, but not
Switchblade.
Yeah.
Definitely switchblade.
Okay, sounds good. Switchblade sounds good. What I'm going to say is give me a stealth roll then, but don't mess this up. Messing this up is hazardous.
And stealth would be wit?
Yeah.
Okay. So first the stealth and then the attack?
No, I'm going
if
to
I succeed in the stealth?
I'm going to let you succeed in the stealth, have that result as your attack.
Okay.
Oh, you have messed them up. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8. And a luck point.
Can I take the luck with my banked luck and turn it into a success?
If you want to make it 9, but this is a moment of how do you want to do this? I mean, you have become Batman. You have emerged from the darkness. No one has seen you, and you have delivered potentially death. Basically, the more you succeed by, the more the critical hit is. So this is... The director wanted Joey to have his moment, quite possibly before Joey dies quite horribly. But, you know, in the movies, everybody needs to have their moment before they're written out. And no, Joey, this is your moment, so make it good.
All right. So I'm absolutely silent, swinging down from the little railing of the mezzanine onto the what turns out to be the most stable of all of the shelving units. And the thing that I land on is nice and quiet, so nobody hears a thing, because remember, it's very slight, very sneaky, and then just, with all the stealth in the world still, cat's grace, leaps down, and just before he lands goes, "Ugh!" and bashes down with his arm wrapped in bike chain and stabs down with the switchblade and basically gets the guy's neck from both sides.
Is this going to be the uninjured one? Are you trying to take him down?
Yes.
Perfect. You take him down. Are you trying to murder this individual, or just basically? Yes. Okay.
Joey needs all the cred he can get.
Okay. There is arterial spray aplenty as you take him down. Billy is kind of recoiling from missing with his, and he just turns round and says, "Fuck," seeing you appear out of nowhere, and kill this guy.
And I take the arm that I usually sort of sniff with, and that's the one that's got all the bike chain wrapped around it now, and the bike chain's dripping in blood, and I go, yeah, huh?
Yeah,
don't fuck with me now, Billy.
Billy backs up a little bit, taken a little bit aback by this. Okay, the poor remaining one, basically he's not having any of this. He drops his baseball bat and goes, "We're messing around, we weren't going to hurt you. Don't... what have you done? We just wanted to scare you out so you didn't join the other gang. Now, come on. You can take a joke, can't you?" He's not going to attack, he's trying to surrender, which means we now narratively pass to the rest of you to see what you want to do. This is we're out of combat now, but this is a communal, out of character decision of how you want to write the next few moments of the movie. So discuss it yourself.
I'd like to wrap him up like nearly like a mummy, so he can't move, and then we just at the morning we just drag him outside and he tries to scare us.
Okay, so that's what Lorna would like to do. Joey,
Joey's just standing over the guy. Well, sort of, he's probably actually looking up to the guy, but trying to be very tough and saying, "You really expect us to believe that you were just going to scare us? Come on, you guys killed people for sport. You killed people over a hot dog. What do you expect us to believe? I think you're getting off awful nice. I mean, Lorna here, she's got every right to bash your head in too. With your own baseball bat."
Crane will get to decide what to do with him. We just deliver the captive to Crane. His play toy.
You're nicer than I am, Lorna.
Larry,
better with a machine.
Do you have any input to this?
Jeez, Joey, you really fucked that guy up. Is he completely dead? Is he
Yes.
definitely?
Yes. I mean, it's difficult to tell. He's still in the clown costume, but you can see blood just soaking through this very thick, padded costume.
Halo of blood around him.
Yeah. And he's not moving. So how do you want this scene to play out with this captive that you've got? And do you want to tie him up, kind of wrap him up?
Yeah, tie him up.
You can shrink wrap him with industrial shrink wrap if you want.
Shrink wrap his arms around him so he can like walk and we can push him about.
You're good one, Larry. I like that.
Yeah, we just wrap his entire upper body and just punch like an air hole for his mouth and then just only leave his legs free. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna shit himself before morning.
I better shrink wrap his ass too then, so it won't smell.
Yeah, I hope you didn't need a piss.
You think he's probably involuntarily happened, but we're not focusing on that in this kind of movie. It's not overly body horror, it's just slasher. So, you have yourself a captive now, shrink wrapped as industrial shrink wrap, because I think it makes a good scene. And yeah, they probably tried to spook you. Certainly he was intentionally going to try and mess you up. One of them has paid the ultimate price thanks to Joey. The other one, like you say, probably won't. Well, it's difficult to say if Crane wants to use him as collateral against the Lightning Tigers. Might be able to use it to trade for some turf. You've done something good here. You got yourself a good old piece of
bargaining
estate.
chip.
Yeah. But the night is still quite
good work, Joey.
Oh, thanks. You too. You got checkered bastards. Yes.
Checkered bastards. That's us. We're in.
And Billy is just looking at the moment. His mouth is open.
So let's. What is Billy just shocked and?
Yeah, Billy's just like he can't believe that Joey could have snapped against him like that, and he might be on the floor. You kind of see all of that. Him thinking of all the times he's picked on Joey, and he got away with it.
Yeah, give him a slap on the back and say, "You better keep your mouth shut around Joey, man."
One crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, look who's talking. Woo! Let's go find a workshop. And Lorna sets off towards the wall with the officers.
Yep.
Yeah, I kick our prisoner up the arse.
Yeah.
So come on.
And now not only does he have enormous clown feet, he can't really walk. So he's kind of like a penguin now, as he's just trying to. See, clowns aren't scary. As you move forward, it seems the ruse of the Lightning Tigers has completely failed.
Yeah, Lorna occasionally reaches back with one hand and meep meep his nose.
Nice touch.
Okay.
Right, I've just got to pee. Sorry.
Okay. So Larry, with all the excitement over, sort of pops behind one of the shelves to relieve himself. In the meantime, with
never to be seen again.
Never to be seen again. Yes. So you venture forward in the small amount of light that you've got. This place is still really cold, having not been heated in a decade.
There's no sudden black cats in the Bozo's workshop, by the way.
Absolutely. And certainly
at least not yet.
No animals or pets are harmed in the slightest, not in this movie. You move forward, and after about a few minutes, you can see the door to what is a set of offices, again 2-story. The blinds are down, there's no light coming through, the door sort of closed. This is obviously where, I mean, this wasn't a one-man show. Quite obviously, this size of warehousing would have had warehouse staff, would have administrators and the like, accountants, all sorts of people here. All you can kind of remember if you read the news reports about it, were oblivious to Bozo Bob's extracurricular activities. The door to the office is easily opened and it creaks open, seemingly unopened in a decade, sort of stick. There is, for the first time, that you see a carpet on the floor, the warehousing just sheer concrete. You see a reception area, a number of office doors going off, and yet another flight of stairs going up to the second level. It's deathly quiet here. All of the office has filing cabinets and desks, no computers. It's 1970. In fact, very little electronic equipment. Some networked phones, obviously disconnected.
I'd like to head upstairs again, just to sneak around. This time, much more swaggery, much less trying to hide.
While we're still together, are you going off on your own, Joy?
I was just going to check up the upstairs office. Practically on top of you.
Larry hands you reaches inside his jacket and pulls out a brown paper bag with a bottle in it, which seems appropriate to me, but I don't know. It's just films and stuff, but he's got a brown paper bag with a bottle in it. So you think you've earned that, mate?
Oh, cheers! Thanks. Cheers. I've lived here too long. Thanks.
It's okay.
So it's much nicer. Whatever it is, I nicked it. And it's good scotch. It's good scotch.
I've never had anything like this. You got to tell me how you get it.
Hey, it's just there for the taking.
So you make your way up the carpeted stairs, and it's office carpet. It's not plush. It's kind of heavy duty sort of carpeting, and your feet move substantially quieter than on the mezzanine metal steps. You get up and you can see there is a couple of restrooms sort of marked with sort of plaques of male and female. You can see that there's a few offices, and one of the offices has clearly got the plaque of, just says Bozo Bob on it. Bizarre really, as this never broke character was Bozo Bob, even in the offices at work. Joey, what do you want to do? We can't hear you.
You're on mute.
Guys, I don't really remember much about this Bozo guy. Was he like weird besides, the whole axe murdering thing?
Oh, he used all sorts of things, not just axes.
Oh yeah, but axe murdering. Good general topic. General phrase. I mean, because he's calling himself Bozo Bob in the office. Like, didn't he go by a real name ever? This is one messed up dude. Want to come up and have a look?
I'll go up and take a look.
Yeah.
I'd rather look for his workshop, so I'll stay downstairs.
Okay. So we'll stick with Joey and Larry at the moment as you go up. And as I say, there's kind of quite a large landing, the restrooms, Bozo Bob's office, a couple of other offices on the side here. Where do you head for?
I want to start
Bozo Bob's office.
Yeah, I want to start looking through his drawer and in the bathroom. See if there's anything really weird that shows what a strange personality he had.
Well, we'll start off with his office first, then.
So it was called Bozo. So that's it. It's Bozo Bob's office.
Yeah, well, doesn't it? It just says Bozo Bob as a plaque. You know, if you want to come and meet with Bozo Bob, this is where you would come.
Just phone up and make an appointment, I guess.
Well, it's funny as you open the door and step into the office, and there is a phone there, and it begins to ring.
Oh shit!
Ding, ding. There's a little red light on it.
Who's been paying the damn phone bill for this guy?
It's for you, Joey.
You see that the phone's not connected to the wall. Could be a radio phone, maybe. Nah.
Hey?
Nah. Little red light every time it.
I'm going to answer that. I'm definitely going to answer. I'm going to pick. I'll pick the phone up and go, "Yeah, who's there?"
You answer the phone. The voice says,
"Buzz, oh, go on."
I'm back. It says.
Is that right? Well, we've got one of your boys there, and he's helping us out with our inquiries.
I didn't have any boys.
Yeah. Sure. Lightning tigers, assholes. Why don't you send some more in? Send some more in, or we'll set Joey on him.
Yes. Tell Joey I liked his work. Joey shows potential.
Says he likes your work, Joey.
The hell?
Says you got potential, man.
Well, yeah, but how does this person know?
Must be another lightning tiger. Look, dudes, you just send him in, and we'll knock him down. Okay? Fucking ass.
You just put the phone down.
Yeah. Put a phone down on him.
Click.
Larry's not clever.
I want to turn the phone upside down and see if I can see, some weird contraption under it. I'm assuming there isn't one.
You can't see anything.
Larry's now lost interest in the phone.
The wire is definitely not connected.
No, Larry.
Do you test the phone? Do you pick up the receiver?
Yeah, I'll pick up the receiver. Hello?
There's no sound.
No dial tone?
No, it's just dead.
So I'm going to put it back. And say, look, Larry, these lightning tigers, they put more thought into this than we think they did. I mean, if there's another one around, I think maybe we'd better be careful, because if they sneak up on us like we did on them, then we might have problems. I'm gonna go look around. Okay. And I'd like to.
His phone's probably just batteries or something. Come on.
Whatever you say, Larry.
Let's take a look around and see what Bozo Bob's left for us in his office.
Right.
So you begin to try and ransack this office, looking around. In the meantime, Lorna, downstairs. Now, would you prefer to be alone or with Billy?
I imagine that Billy would be there.
Okay, Billy is with you. Billy can't shut up about what Joey did. Did you see it?
No, I was drilling some guy's knee.
Yeah. Wow. Good work. Anyway, what we're looking for?
I beep the nose of the guy that's forced to trail us again and tell him to come along and see if I can find a workshop of Bozo.
Okay. You kind of open the doors and look in, and there's obviously these are just all offices. If there is some kind of workshop where he, murdered people, red room of sorts, then it's obviously hidden, obscured. Even the police didn't seem to be able to find anything.
I was just looking for the regular workshop where he made his props so I can improvise another weapon or see if he has something interesting lying there.
No, most of these have been imported. There's all the goods imported, not even made in the USA. That was the kind of monster that he truly was. And you look here, and there's no actual workshop, no workshop full of elves making toys for the kiddies.
What a clown.
I like
left nothing useful, just didn't even design his own props. Ridiculous.
You're beginning to think that being a clown and selling theatrical props wasn't his main concern.
Well, if there's nothing down here, I just move upstairs as well.
Yeah, you head upstairs then.
Billy, bring our guy along.
Yeah, he has real difficulty trying to climb these stairs in his clown shoes, shrunk wrapped. He has to kind of waddle up sideways. I mean, it's hilarious. It's up to you, but you might have to stop Billy pushing him down the stairs as he gets to the top.
No, don't be too nasty. He already's got a wonky knee. Making him go back up will just take even longer if you throw him down first. And I'll let you guard him, because he has to go to Crane.
You say the word Crane, and Billy doesn't want to mess with him, and he stops. You get to the top of the stairs, and you can see Larry and Joey across the way in a bigger office, and they're kind of looking at a phone, putting it down, and beginning to investigate the room proper. You probably
I'm bringing the big torchlight, and I just ask, well, there's no workshop downstairs. Apparently he imported everything.
Jerk.
There's more of the lightning tigers about. One just phoned up.
Yeah, at least one. So we got to keep our eyes open.
Lorna, give me a wits roll. This is smarts roll. Sorry, this is engineering. This is your understanding of how things work.
One?
Yeah, you get really, really feisty though with all of that grit. It's like these.
I'm just ripping up cables and for the phone line and everything. And
are your friends idiots? Of course, there can't be a phone call coming through. Everything's not connected. There's no power. There's nothing. And you think they're probably having you on at the moment in the fact that you believe that's an impossibility.
You guys are trying to be funny.
Could the other guy, could Lorna and that hear the phone ringing?
I'll give you narrative agency here, Lorna.
No, I don't think so. I think we were in the, on the entire floor down and in the back.
So they haven't heard it, But as you are convinced the phone, it's an impossibility, and these two are basically winding you up again, perhaps trying to scare you about another lightning tiger. The phone begins to ring again, a little red.
Without answering the phone, Lorna picks up the phone and just, it's in midair. There's no cords connected to it, and then puts it back down and steps away.
Yeah, as far as you're concerned, Lorna, this phone should not be ringing.
This is some weird shit, guys. That's not connected at all.
That's what we were saying.
Well, it's probably got a battery in it or something.
I checked it. It's too light for a battery to go in. There's nowhere to put a battery.
And besides, how do you account for the guy talking?
He's a clown. It's a joke for. It'd be a trick.
And while we're sitting here talking, he's probably paying attention to where we are and what we're thinking. So maybe we should spread out. What do you think?
Search this room.
Okay.
Yeah, I just leave the phone ringing and we're just searching.
The phone rings and then just goes dead again as you try and ignore the phone and search this room. Okay. I would like you to tell me how you're searching this room, what rolls that you wish to make, and then we will play out the scene determined by your results. So, Lorna, what are you leading into? What kind of what are you doing? And then we'll choose the appropriate role for that.
I would like to see if there's some sort of microphone or loudspeaker somewhere that mimics the phone ringing and
smoke and mirrors like that.
Yeah.
Surely this is a trick. Okay, so I suppose smarts again. I'm not opposed for that. Give us a smarts roll. I'm not going to give you the results yet. As I say, we're going to take what everybody is doing. Oh, that is terrible.
Can I use my banked luck with this luck to make one success?
You certainly can, making one success, but that was 4 strange, ticking the clock onwards ever towards your doom. And the success, turning the failure into a success, that is, doesn't sit well with you, because you successfully find that, well, I'm giving you results. I got excited by the failure and more excited by the 4 strange. So I will hold off and we'll see if we can add to this strangeness and this doom by asking Joey to describe what they're doing.
Joey is young and impressionable and not only not the alpha of the group, he's like the omega of the group, and he knows it. And he's, struggling to cling on to the group just at the back. And so he actually is spooked and thinks that this could be true. And so he's going to start looking around, not for anything physical or the reasons why the phone is ringing. He thinks the Bozo Bob is real. And so he's trying to find ectoplasm or, things that he's seen in 50s horror movies that show up on late night TV. And so I'd like to roll strange.
I mean, that is perfect. Go for it.
No stranges.
Strange.
Man.
Oh man, yes, indeed.
The world looks so mundane.
Well, I mean, it's good, isn't it? Unless you just can't see the thing that's about to kill you. Larry.
Bob's a murderer. I'm looking for his, I don't know, strange clown weapons like a flick hammer or something, or his, comedy chainsaw hidden in a, or some squirty flowers things, that squirt acid in people's eyes or something. I don't know.
Oh, indeed.
I'm looking for things.
Yeah. You don't think the police investigated his office to find such things? They bypassed this.
Larry wouldn't even think of that maybe they might have already removed items like that because he's not the sharpest tool in the box.
I think a search role is appropriate, and I'm going to let you.
Is that smart?
I'm going to let you. I mean, this would technically lean into either wits or smarts, but
it'll have to be wit.
Yeah, I mean, if you were thinking outside of the box, it could be strange. I mean, you're talking about bizarre weaponry here.
Yeah, I'm thinking bizarre weaponry. Yeah, I'm thinking, is there anything that might look like an innocuous, like I say, if he's got a squirty flower that, he's attached to a flamethrower or something, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything just bonkers and mad.
Okay, so it's up to you. One of those three, I think, is appropriate.
If I roll strange, does it automatically move things on?
Things are moving on anyway. Nice.
I can't see what I've rolled there. I've rolled strange.
You got one strange, two.
Cool.
Two
yeah, I can see it now. Sorry, I just pulled my screen over.
And you do the very atypical thing in movies like this. You search the place, unable to find anything. We're going to start off with you. We're going to move to Lorna and you, Joey, as everything starts coming together. Looking for bizarre weaponry that you have made up in your mind. And of course, there's nothing like this. This is a place of work, an office, and you begin to move things around and you get frustrated, tired even, and you lean on a coat hook against the wall. And as you lean upon it, it descends down. It's actually a lever, and there's a click, and a secret panel in the wall opens slightly. So that is what you do. Lorna, you succeed where you perhaps didn't want to succeed, and you are now convinced that this phone is not a trick. Something else, something bizarre, something weird is being able to communicate. And the only logical answer is...
Guys, it's a ghost.
It is a voice from beyond the grave. Joey, desperately trying to look for anything strange, you begin to realize the answer is just in front of you, the phone. And because you didn't succeed, but because Lorna did and says it's the phone, it's a ghost, if you really want to get the answers, it was asking about you, and maybe you can just ask him on the phone. If you want to prove to your friends that you are not the Amiga, but can step up to the mark.
So you think it's the phone that's all weird and stuff then, yeah? Lorna? Larry?
It's a ghost. I mean, there's no other way the phone can ring. Or
okay, Lorna,
talk to you.
Come on. You know how much I respect the work that you do on my little machine. I'm gonna get a new one as soon as I get some money. I'm just gonna settle this once and for all, because it just can't be, right? It can't be, Larry. It can't be. Let's just see. So I'm gonna pick up the phone.
It's a trick.
We pick up the phone.
If it was a trick, how did he know what I did?
They're watching you. It's the tigers, lightning tigers.
Yeah,
it's a trick, man.
Yeah, but even if but then how did they talk to us through the phone? Even if it's the lightning tigers and not a voice beyond the grave, which I believe. Okay, here we go. Hello? Hello? Anyone?
Who's that?
It's Joey.
Joey. I'm very much a fan.
Well, you're not the first.
Joey.
Tell me, what are you such a fan of? What did I do? Tell me all about it.
You just killed someone.
Okay, so you're definitely a lightning tiger. So how are you making the phone?
No, Joey. This is Bob. This is Bozo Bob. And Joey, I would very much like you to continue my work. And that is where we are going to draw tonight's session to a close.
Ooh. What time is it?
It's coming on for 10 o'clock. I don't want to rush the end of this. As always, my 2 parts, my single one-shots sometimes run a little later, and I think there is so much more to explore with this. And what a cliffhanger. What a cliffhanger.
Totally lost track of time.
What does he mean? We've been recording now for 1 hour 52 minutes. So we had a bit of a preamble, but I think there is only so much we can savor, like a fine wine, best to be sipped and enjoyed rather than guzzled down. And if I can persuade the 3 of you to join me in a couple of weeks or so, we'll run part 2 of The Last Laugh, and we'll see what happens next.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. There was moments of horror, and I did say certificate 18, so apologies to those of you who are not happy about adult language, but it's very much appropriate.
Sorry.
No. This is me apologizing.
You did say 18. So
it is 18. I myself was swearing as well, and sometimes you have to put on that costume, that outfit, and improvise the individuals you are playing. I do want to say a big shout out to Matt. Matt is Billy. Billy is Matt. Unfortunately, Matt is suffering from a terrible sort of migraine at the moment and couldn't join us tonight. Who knows?
Get well soon, Matt.
In a couple of weeks, he might be able to join us, and Billy might be a total schizophrenic and be having a completely different character. But I felt that having something that was a little bit of a protagonist, antagonist with the rest of the group, it kind of sort of made the interactions a little bit more interesting. We will do a very quick talk around about moments that you liked. We'll start off with you, Natascha. Any standout moments? Anything so far that has made you think?
It's very easy to get into the slasher movie trope of denial, the countdown game of playing hide and seek and just completely ignoring it and just making our own way and trying to twist the movie around to we are not playing along.
Yeah. no, absolutely. I thought it was, thought it was interesting to throw that encounter in, and you handled it all very, very nicely. Jocelyn, any standout moments for you?
Gee, I wonder.
Death from above and 9 successes. I mean, that was outstanding. That was a moment. Maybe you get to kill more people next session. I'm not saying who
Maybe.
those people are, but sorry, was I looking at the rest of the play? No, I wasn't. But only time will tell. And Larry, thank you very much, Dave. Dave, any standout moments for you?
I liked it when it turned from one film into an entirely different film with the
phone,
the death. Well, no. Well, the phone as well. But I really like the fact that we're now a bunch of murdering bastards. Because it went from, like, kind of punch up, kind of beat you up, kick shit out of you kind of film, to a very different one with a different flame. Well, you're gonna go with the dice.
Yeah. I mean, you could have incapacitated, but this is an 18 certificate gang movie. I think I did do a warning about violence, and it was I think it fitted the genre.
And I liked it because I kind of got one thing in my head, and that's just changed quite dramatically.
And it's quite a nice turning point for me as a director as well. Really, is that you were bad gang members, but were you really serious? Were you really that bad? Is the movie really about that level of violence and threat and horror? And then suddenly, out of nowhere, Joey appeared and took down this individual, and then everything became somewhat more serious.
I'm really enjoying the guy wrapped in cling film.
It's like...
and with his one knee drilled out, and he's wearing clown shoes.
Just
pushed about. That guy's, he's either going to survive or he's going to get pushed out into you go first, mate. You go first. You go.
I was going to have him like walk in doorways first, or just block doorways while we're searching a room, that sort of stuff.
Totally. Time will tell. Really and I kind of often find with horror, having moments of light relief kind of helps build the tension to the horrific as well. I loved it. I thought it worked really well, and I've loved spending time with the three of you as well. I had a blast, and once again, apologies for making it from a one shot into a two-parter. But no, I want to save.
I don't think I've ever played a one shot that was a one shot.
Yeah, no, not with me anyway. I'm a terrible GM, or maybe I just never want to say goodbye to you, fine folks. Same to you, viewers. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope we've done Shiver justice. And I'm afraid if you have enjoyed it, you're going to have to watch part 2 in a few weeks' time, if we can schedule everybody being together and make it work. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we'll get it in before Christmas time. So if you have liked it, please don't forget to give us a like and subscribe. I hate asking, but it really does help us out. Beyond that, sleep safely, everybody. Remember, do not fear the dark, just fear what's actually in it. Sleep safe. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.